Right. So, a couple things. One, I had a student who did not appear for them when they went back in the project, so you can go ahead and import here again. This is what I say it did not appear. I mean the Kyle model. So hit install upgrade again, and what you're looking for is this right here. And it could be my fault. Maybe I missed this step. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit import, and then you should see inside of your asset and scenes folder here the Robert Kyle model. Now, if you don't see this again, I'll show you how to find this once this is done. All right, what you can do is go to packages, then go to my assets here. And then in the search here, you could type in robot and then hit enter. And you should see this robot Kyle model in there. So like, for example, if you go to in project, you go to unit registry, and then you can go to my assets. And as long as you're signed in, you should be able to see all of your assets. And this one is the one that's for this. Now, when I close this, you can see now we have a Unity Technologies folder. And inside of this, we have an editor, we have scenes, and the scene is a sort of playground area where we can double click and select that. And you could see we have our character model here with what appears to be a bunch of boxes here, box prefabs and shapes and stuff. And if I press play here, let's see, I can actually look around by using my mouse, and I can hold shift to run, and I hit spacebar to jump. And now we have this little test scene in which to build our own environment. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit escape here, uncheck play, and that looks really great. So there's our essentially our model is set up. So what we're going to use is really this environment as a just a basic place to start to build our own environment, right? So what I want to do is, you see this scenes folder here under Unity Technologies. We have our own scenes folder here that we're going to be using. So what I'd like to do is go into this scenes folder, select the playground, hit Control D on that, and I'm going to move this playground folder into scenes, and then I'm just going to call this one city environment. And what we're going to do is we're just going to build a very basic city environment inside of here. Now I'm going to double click city environment, and I'm not going to save this scene. Now you're going to be like, well, how do I know that I'm inside the city environment? Well, up in the left hand corner here, you can see this little thing here that says city environment. Now what I'd like to do is, inside this environment folder, is I'd like to double click this where it says structure prefab. If I click hide, I can hide that. And really, I'm just going to delete essentially everything but this ground plane. So do you see how this ground plane is located inside of this primitives folder? So if I hide this primitives folder, you can see it's really the ground plane here. So for the rest of this, I'm just going to scroll down and select all of these and just press delete, because I really just want to use this ground plane. And it's just going to be a testing ground, and our character's already set up on that ground plane. So that looks pretty good. And what we'll do in the next scene, looks like I missed that cylinder there, and go ahead and press play just to make sure that you didn't delete anything else that was needed. So I'm gonna hold shift to run. Oh, something else to notice, sorry, about this character is if we open this player armature here, you could see that there is a script here called third person controller, and this player armature is actually this here. Now armature is from the stop motion animation days. It just means some sort of doll or claymation character that has a skeleton on the inside, and that's what an armature is. So if you're interested, I teach a character class where we build these armatures from scratch, like modeling the character and all that. Even if you don't want to take a class and you're interested in learning, let me know. I could give you some resources. So for one thing is, you can see there's a move speed, there's a sprint speed. So you can go in here and press 5 and then update these values. So we can make this 10. And if we press play here, now you can see he walks around a lot quicker, which I like. And if I hold shift, he runs a lot quicker. Because the thing is, I want to build, it's a little bit nicer to see my character interacting with the environment really right away. All right, I think that's good for now. And in the next lesson, we'll start looking at this concept, and it's called gray boxing. And maybe we'll install another piece of software.